But the thing is, when I go out there, guys, I'm thinking about you. How can I make a difference for you? How can I bring you some passion, some energy? How can I give you one strategy today that you can go out there, execute, and go like, shit, I can do this, and I can learn this. And right now, I'm on a mission. Can I tell you guys my mission?
World-class lessons from the real estate industry's top 1%. Empowering agents to think bigger and do more to create life by design.
All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Light It Up Podcast. We are super excited about today's guest. We have with us a real estate strategist coach. She's coaching some of the top producing real estate agents throughout the country, including one of our prior guests, Tyler Whitman, $1 Million Listing. We are super excited, of course, to spend some time here with Vanda Martin. Vanda, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me over. What a pleasure being here. Super excited to be here, talk to you guys, and bring you some great value today.
Yeah.
Vanda is one of those individuals that we meet that has such an impressive resume in terms of she's a master coach. She doesn't only just teach real estate, but she also helps people get massive breakthroughs in personal life and in business. So that way they can be happy and rich is the motto. So we're super excited to dive in today.
And you've been coaching since 2010, right? You said?
Yep.
Professionally, I coached my team in 2001 and professionally have coached thousands and thousands of hours. Love it.
And you were an agent yourself, right? We know there's a lot of these coaches out there these days, we're never actually in foxhole. So we appreciate you sharing some time with us today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Excited. It's always a pleasure and a joy to share my stories, my energy, and my passion, real estate.
Awesome. Let's dive in. So we'll start here with the lightning round. As you know, this is the lightning round where we will hit you with some questions that have absolutely nothing to do with real estate, not usually, just so we can learn a little bit more about you. All right. Am I starting off?
Good.
All right, Vanda. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Oh, I love that. And it was actually on my third year in real estate. One of my coaches said to me, Vanda, just do your very, very best, release the outcome. I used to be very nervous because I wanted to make everybody happy. I always want to make everybody happy and realized I was getting stressed out, anxious, nervous, trying to make everyone happy and everything perfect. And he said, do your very best, release the outcome. It was so liberating. It changed my business and my light. My career got better because I became lighter, happier.
Yeah.
Love it.
The expectations are burdens, that's for sure. What's one accomplishment that you're the most proud of?
Wow, that's a big one. Besides my kids.
Besides your kids.
I have two wonderful kids, and one is 31. The other one's going to be 30 in about a couple of months. And he actually my CEO and my company, my coaching company. I became the #1 agent in the city in real estate. I wanted to do that. I'm a former basketball player, guys, and I love competition, love some excitement. And I told myself, whatever I'm going to do, I want to be one of the best. And so being top agent in my office, my company in California was a good one. I also wrote a book that I'm very happy, and it was a bestseller book. So you know how it goes many times. People have a dream of writing a book and they never do it, right?
Right.
So I actually did one book, and The Art of High Energy is a bestseller on the business session at Amazon. And I also wrote an ebook that I love as well. So, and more to come. So there's a lot of things that I'm happy to come to America and speak the language and meet amazing people and definitely become one of the coach and help a lot of lives. I think every time I make a millionaire, KIRO, I live through that. I made a lot of millionaires and see them grow and help other people, build other leaders. It makes me very passionate. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Yes. Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've been here 34 years. I still have an accent that I like, by the way.
I like it too.
And I'm also American now. Love this country. And it's a pleasure being American as well.
Yeah.
And you have a son that's 31.
I have a son that's 31.
I thought you were like 35, so it's not adding up here.
You know what? Taking care of your body, mind, and soul, and energy, it helps, right?
Yeah.
God bless you.
Lots of water and lots of sunblock.
All right, here we go. What is something you think everyone should do at least once in their lives?
Travel to a place that never been before. Try the language, try the food, and play the perfect game. Like, no matter what happens, everything is perfect. And just be open-minded and live like the locals. Like, really like forget you from Brazil, America, or USA. Just go to that place and just live there for 1 month, maybe 3 months is better, like a local person, enjoying every little bit. I think it would be mind-opening for everyone. A great experience, don't you think?
Yeah,
100%.
that's definitely a goal on my bucket list. All right, what's the hardest decision you've ever had to make?
Wow, that's a big one, my dear. There's some hard decision, to leave my mom and my family in Brazil, come to this country. I didn't speak English. I had $500 in my pocket. I only knew one person, someone that an acquaintance. And I said, I'm going. It's a hard decision, but I'm going, and I'm going to succeed, and I'm going to become rich in every way, wealthy, so I can help my family. And it became reality, help my family. And let me see. Also, when I left the Central Valley, I was a real estate agent in the Central Valley, California. I sold real estate from south of Sacramento, like El Grove, all the way to Modesto. I was a celebrity there. I was the number one agent. Everybody knew me. But it was a time in my life that I wanted to start over. I wanted to leave the place because I had a divorce, and I don't want to leave that anymore because I'm from the ocean. I was born in an island. I want to go back to the coast. So to leave a place where you're already known and you're a top agent, everybody knows you, it was a difficult thing, but I knew it would be much better in the end because I was following my passion to go back to the coast and grow and go to a new place and just, so it was a hard decision as well. I wanted to share that.
Yeah. It's interesting because it kind of goes into the topic of today in terms of for someone to have massive growth and to have breakthroughs like you do with your clients, you help them do that. There's a certain amount of courage that's needed to accomplish that. There's actually a really good book I'm reading right now. It's called The 12 Rules of Life by Jordan P. Patterson. And he was talking about one of the rules in there. He was saying that people who get organ transplants, traditionally the body's trying to fight off the organ. So it's literally trying to kill it. So they would give them medication to weaken their immune system so that way they don't fight the transplant for the organ. He said out of 100 people that are given the medication to take it, a third won't take it at all. A third will take the dosage incorrectly. And then the last third will actually follow the dosage. However, if the same group was given medication to give to their dogs, they would all be accountable to the exact schedule with the exact medication that's there. And he reflects on the fact that it's about self-worth and how they identify and they see themselves. So they don't have the courage to kind of say, let's actually move forward and better ourselves for ourselves. It's more or less they could be selfless to something else when they're responsible for someone else, but they can't do it for themselves. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. And if you can share from your point of view, how you break through that with your agents and the people you coach.
Oh, I love what you said, and thank you for bringing it up because I'm a big fan of Dr. Peterson. I follow his podcast and all. It's so true because fear will always exist. We have this emotional 2,000 years old brain who's trying to protect us. So fear is always going to be present, but we don't have to be afraid of fear. Use fear as a fuel, embrace it and dance with it. And that's what I do. And it's so true that courage is a state of mind. It's a state of being. It gets better with practice. And of course, it gets better with skills and repetition because the more you know, the more knowledge you are, the more comfortable and confident and certain you feel. So the thing is, what I tell my clients and I tell myself is you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know everything. You can figure out, but when you have also a strategist with you, someone to call, someone to be coached by that tell you what to do and not to do, and you believe is the word. When you believe that you can learn, when you believe that you can do it, someone's going to help you the recipe with the code, John and KIRO. And then if you believe you can follow through, you'll do anything. So it helps me. I learned this. And my first coach was a basketball coach. When I started playing basketball, I was 12 years old. And I had 3 great coaches. And I learned that if I follow the recipe, the formula, the play, right? If I go left, right, 2-step, basket, and I practice that a lot, I become great shooter. I was MVP. Can you believe I was MVP in basketball? I was 17 years old. I'm 5'3".
I was going to say, you don't have the height, I don't think.
But I knew my superpower could be something that I mastered really well. So I said, well, okay, I want to play really well. And I said, I'm going to be the best shooter they can ever have. So I was 85% 5.7 ratio on my shooting to the basket. So when I came to business, when I opened my first business at 18 and a half, I opened a bar and restaurant in Brazil with all the money that I borrowed, and I was able to do it because I grew up poor. I had nothing. I grew up without television for 2-3 years, no cars. I never had a phone. And when I had this basketball coach and all the teaching, I realized, hey, if someone shows me the way, John and KIRO, if someone show me what to do, I will embrace it. I'll do it. And very quickly, I'll master the skill and I'll master another skill and I'm going to win. So I use the same mentality, the same framework to anything I do, to real estate, to like doing my hair. My hair's curly. But I told myself, I'm going to learn and I'm going to do better than my hairdresser and I can iron my hair, do whatever I want. Yep. So today, so I'm like this. If I want to learn something, I don't do half-ass. I go all the way, but I believe in myself. So what I transfer to my clients and my coach and my people is believe in yourself. You don't have to know the how all the way. We're going to go through the process, but you're going to figure out, but you don't have to figure out so much because I'll tell you everything, what to do and how to do to save your time, save energy, make money. Might make sense if you want.
Yeah.
That's what the self-esteem and the self-confidence is huge.
Yeah.
So walk us through the steps that you take when you sit down with a new coaching client. Let's make it real estate specific because, of course, that's our audience here, real estate agents. If you're to sit down with a new real estate agent coaching client, and, of course, you're known to help people 2x, 3x, 10x their income and create a better life, what are some of the steps that you will go through with a brand new agent in your coaching schedule?
Fantastic. So if you come to me today, and you're ready to be coached, first of all, on the first call, one-on-one on Zoom, I set some expectation with you. So you know what to expect from me, what I expect from you. So right away, I say, look, show up strong. I will show you, I'll help you the tools. I know what to use, the best tools to use. I'm going to help you with your mindset, with time management, as I call self-management. And I'm going to help you to build the team the way you want it, your model. Very quickly ask them, I'm here to guide you, to teach you, to train you, to uplift you, to encourage you. I'm going to do a little pushing you, to helping you, and to hold you accountable. I ask them how strong you want me to hold you accountable. They always tell me 10. I say, great. Some days you might not love me. Some days you might not even like me because I will tell you the truth honestly.
Yeah.
But you will love me when you take your family first class to Bora Bora or when you look your bank account. So after I create the expectation that we talk about, they're not supposed to do anything without talking to me if they're going to invest more than $150, because I want to make sure they know they can pick my brain dry. I have done this for a long time. I coach some of the best in the world. So I know they don't have to invent anything. Whatever they need, I have in my toolbox. Makes sense?
Yeah.
So I set those expectations. Then I make about them. Okay, tell me what you want. John, what do you want? Because it's not about what Coach Vanda wants, because some of them, my friends, they have like a Navy SEAL team, like 3 salespeople, 2.5 staff, and they want to have that. And like me, that's what I had. It was 3 people on the sales staff, and then 2.5 on the staff, and I was selling over 130 homes per year. So that's what I have, a boutique, very powerful team. Now I have other teams that they want to have 18 agents, like a small company. So I coach a wonderful guy in the Bay Area right now as well. I have people all over New York, Florida, Ohio, you name it, Canada. But for example, Josh has his team that I coach him and the team, and he owns his own company with another 18 agents. So once I know the model, you guys follow me. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Once I know what they want, now I'm going to help them to build from the ground up. So let's choose your top 7 lead sources. What you want to do? Of course, your database CRM, you always do that because you guys know it's your book of business. It's the easiest, warm business. They all love you already, like you. So we decide, okay, here's my 7 lead source coach, my database CRM. And then what else do you guys want? Farm, open house, online leads, social media, agent trade, expire, social biona. I have coached so many agents to be like what you call case study, like top level of many lead sources. Like I was the queen of my database. I got like 2-3 come list me per week from my database. My farm, I got at least 2 or 3 a month. So I help clients to do that. I have a girl that she does expires with me right now, Marta Cervantes. She sets 3, 4 expires appointments in a week. So again, once we know, okay, this is what I want, coach. This is the model of my team, of my company, of my business. Okay, let's choose the lead sources. Am I speaking too fast, by the way?
No, you're great.
Perfect.
I get excited about this. So here's my top lead sources. Now what I do, guys, I give them the systems because they don't have to invent. I already have done it. It's proven. It made me a millionaire. When I had nothing, I started real estate with no money whatsoever. And so I give them the systems I have from them all. Here's what you do for your database. Bam, bam, bam. Here's what you do for your farm. Bam, bam, bam. Your social media. Bam, bam, bam. Online leads. I have a client right now. He sells 3 a month just from the online lead source. I give the system. Bam, bam. This is what you do for expires. For sale by owner. Blah, blah. I had a client that I coach in Orange County. She was getting 2 for sale by owner per month. Okay. And you know, of course, Tyler, his team is doing an amazing, he's on track for over $300 million in volume this year. Everybody's selling already. So again, also now we know the lead sources, my friends.
Yeah.
Now we implement the systems that I give to them. And now we make sure they have the staff and the process. Everything, I tell them, we want to make sure it has an SOP, standard operating procedure. Everything that we do more than once, we systematize and we make sure that it's automated as much as possible. And then it's just consistent action. And I'll help them to build a team so they can go away for 3 weeks and the business doesn't stop. You know, like my client Maynard Wagner in Seattle. Maynard in 2021, first of all, 2019 to 2020, I took him from $1 million to $2 million in gross commission in 1 year.
Nice.
1 year, and then he took 5 weeks off because remember it was COVID. In 2021, he did 3.50, almost 2.4 million. He took 4.5 months off.
Wow.
I coached the team and make sure because he already reached stabilization. He reached stabilization of the 6 levels of the business. And after stabilization, he also reached breakthrough. And now we are just about replacing him. He can stay as long as you want. We got a sales manager in the place. I mean, the team is fantastic. Some of the kids, like Michael Dapper, is 2 years in the business, already selling 3 homes a month. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah. So again, it's really much, it's very much a formula, guys. It's not magic. Yeah. You know what you do, you know what you want to specialize and put the formula in place. And then it's just like creating the culture, creating the excitement, having fun with that, making money and being happy. I don't want anyone rich and miserable. I want to rich and happy. Rich and miserable or broke and happy.
We've had the good fortune of being able to shadow mega teams across the nation and being able to see their operations. And there's times where we'll go and shadow a team and we'll see how simple it is, but we overcomplicate it. And the reason why we overcomplicate it is because we're majoring in the minors instead of in the majors, right? And that's what you were talking about. Forget about the how of it. Almost keep laser focused on the vision because everything you add on to it supports the vision, the end goal. And as you were talking about that, there was a thought that came to mind. There was a guy, a scientist, his name was Daniel Simmons. And he did this whole thing where you guys probably watched the video. He had 3 people wearing a white shirt, 3 people wearing a black shirt. And he's like, count how many times the white passed the ball to each other. And then you're counting it and you end up saying, okay, the number is 16. They passed the ball to each other 16 times. But in the end of the video, he says, did you see the gorilla? There was a gorilla that would walk in the middle and do this crazy dance and then just walk away. And it's because you were so focused on one thing that you didn't see the full picture of what was in front of you. So you basically, as a coach, you're essentially guiding them to focus on the vision and not get distracted by the BS that's around them, which is a big feat to do because agents who have an A complex have a very controlling essence to them, which always goes into that energy aspect that we were talking about as well. So can you tell us how you can build a very top aggressive producer, but then how do you balance it out with the energy and the happiness in that aspect as well?
Wonderful. Love the question. Because you see, we are going to, all of us, high performer and superstars and high achievers will have the syndrome of the high achiever. Oh my gosh, can I do it faster? I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough right now. So it's always like you don't feel like you succeeded because let me do more, next. So I help them to balance, hey, you're in the right place at the right time. Look what you have accomplished. So if you coach with me, guys, you see there's a formula for everything. There's a funnel style for everything. So when you come to me, we'll go over your wins right away. Why? Why we go over the wins for the week? Because happiness is progress. And when you see yourself progressing, oh my gosh, I set 2 appointments. I got 1 referral. I closed 1 deal. You know what? I didn't sell a home, but I closed 1. I got 3 referrals. I got 1 appointment or 2. I went to the gym. So we stack the gold. We stack the wins, and they feel energized. It's good for your brain and body because it reinforces behavior. The brain loves what's easy. The brains love what you celebrate. You always get more what you celebrate. And as you celebrate the wins, it reinforces behavior. You want to do more. You want to do more because you see progress. You're more excited. So after the wins, we go over the numbers, the diamonds. So they also see progress. I can say like I had a client, Jason, that I said, look, Jason, you had 500 conversations, in the last 2 months. Look how many appointments you set. And then we went over the numbers. They see it. They start falling in love with the numbers that I call diamonds because it's all sexier than just numbers. And he realized, oh my gosh, I set 39 buyers appointment. Out of the 39 buyers appointment, I converted 19. I said, look, you're almost converting 1 out of 2. You're pretty much 1 out of 2. I said, dude, you getting, once you're in front of people in the appointments, you convert 1 out of 2. So now we got to master is having more appointments. I said, that's why you got to watch my conversion code because you see all my clients, they get all my VIP training. They get my conversion codes, course, online course included. They get my Real Estate Unleashed included. So they get all my courses. And the conversion code, what I did, just like basketball, the 2 ratios that's so important in real estate. The ratio that you have to track, measure, and get better. Conversation to appointments, appointments to signature. So you see, so Jason's converting 1 out of 2. So his conversion appointment to signature is beautiful, especially buyers. So now we got to get him to have more appointments. So I got to help him with the skills to be able to set more appointments in Zoom, in person, and belly to belly. So now we're creating more, he's having more conversation. Again, I help them to focus where the money is, where the happiness is. Okay, you got to have a morning routine, a daily schedule. You have to recharge a day. I know I'm talking about a lot of stuff, but this is how it goes together. So 1 is to keep the energy high for high performance because it takes high energy, right? To create an empire, to create a successful, fun business. So I make sure they have time off, that they celebrate the wins, they have interaction with themselves, they give themselves some love, some reverence, some respect, some patience. So I'm always working on mindset. And then help them to see progress, help them to see that they can grow, and then the next level. So you're right on the money. One of the things, I know you had Bill Pipes here the other day, didn't you?
Yes.
Bill Pipes, a great friend of mine. When I started real estate, Bill Pipes worked as a coach for a company. I was in the panel a lot of the time. He interviewed me a lot of times. And then both of us were master coach for another company. We don't have to say names, but, and he's a great friend. And one time he came to me, he asked me, hey, Vanda, I go throughout the country presenting for my company, for our company, the company that I worked before. I go out there. I hear a lot of agents complaining about the coaches. Oh, I'm not getting what I want. I'm not getting the energy. It's not the connection. I'm not growing. He said, your clients don't complain. They're opposite. They come and they're like, they're all energized. They're almost like a little me of you, a little Wanda. They're all energetic, energized. They're all positive, excited. They're all growing. They're all happy. He goes, what are you doing differently? What's going on here? I said, I do push them. I do show them the way and teach and coach and guide and train, but I give them so much love and also so much vision. They all inspired. They are inspired. When you are inspired, you get engaged. When you engage, you commit. And when you commit, you take action. So this is why my team always grow. And the waiting list with me, that's one of the reasons, guys, I also opened my own company. The waiting list with me when I coached for the other company that I coached before was over 2 years to coach with me. And nobody would leave, and I love it. I hope you don't think I'm bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm just happy about the numbers. So the vision to be able to be engaged, inspired, and motivated to the vision, to the next level, it's amazing. And then you have someone like me and someone like the coaches that come here, and they can show you the way, and you can go, shit, I don't have to be broke. I don't have to be suffering. I don't have to be overwhelmed, and anxiety. I was so anxious, John, in the beginning of my career because I didn't know any better. I was anxious and I had no money. I was going home crying. Tears come down my face because I was feeling guilty. I was not seeing my little kids at home. And then I realized that I need a coach. And it hit me. I'm like, oh my God, it doesn't have to be this hard. Something is wrong here. I'm not doing the right strategy. I had buyers ghosting me after 3 months, exhausted. I was making money, my friends. I sold 32 homes my first year, 62 homes my second year. I was making money, but I was miserable. No life. And then one day it hit me. I'm like, this is not good. And I realized, oh my God, Vanda, you reached a point, a plateau. You don't know what to do next. And you're suffering. It can't be this hard. I realized at the time, being a former basketball player, I need a coach. It was my third year in the business. I was doing 62 homes at the time, second and a half years. And then I hired the coach and I realized, oh my gosh, I'm selling real estate out of energy, passion, enthusiasm, but I have no systems in place, no SOPs really tight, and I don't have the high-end skills to become the top listing agent. So I said, I'm going to become a listing machine. From now on, I'm going to dominate this market. Everything I got to my coach, I made it better. Tweak it, I try it, measure it, and coachable. I'm that kind of person. If you're my coach and you say jump, I'm not going to go, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like it. I don't know. Do you think it works? See, maybe because I had 10 years plus of basketball, and when you have a coach say, you do this, right? So when you say jump, I'm like, okay, how high?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and we work on everything, energy and enthusiasm, but most of all is strategy and it's following the plan, falling off the horse, go right back in the plan. Just like basketball. You have a bad day, a bad quarter, go back in the game. Doesn't mean you lost the tournament.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So Vanda, tell us, you coach, again, a lot of top producers throughout the country. What are some of the common struggles and common themes that you see when people are trying to grow their business? Is it leveraging other staff members? Is it hiring? Is it expansion? What are some of the common themes that you see amongst these top producers that are holding them back from getting to the next level?
I love it. Number one thing is you got to upgrade and elevate the mindset. Because as you guys know, in anything, you can't level up thinking the same old thoughts. If you keep doing the same way things, you're going to have the same result. And that's, the definition of insanity. So it's really helping them to understand that they're going to get uncomfortable. So breaking the mindset block, by really breaking that, pivoting and uplifting. And it starts where everything is upgrading the identity. For them to become $1 million producer, I actually tell them you got to think already like a $1.5 million producer. You got to think, talk, move, breathe, walk, and act like you are doing $120,000 a month in gross commission. So I have to, because some of them, they're still fearful. They know, what if I bring 2-3 agents, but I don't have enough business for them? Oh my gosh, what if I bring a full-time assistant and now I have someone else to take care, to pay, to be responsible? Oh my gosh. So help them to understand that it's a necessity. You can't scale up without the systems, the SOP, and the staff. And if you don't bring the staff and the system, as you grow, you're going to grow fast because I'm going to give you all the tools and the systems and all. They all go like this. Boom, in 2 months, they triple, quadruple, even the business that have done in 6 months. In 2 months, if they don't have the staff, they break down. You're trying to put a second floor on your building. You are elevating put a second floor on your beautiful apartment building. But your foundation is not strong enough to hold the second floor. So as soon as you start putting the second floor, everything starts collapsing because the foundation is not strong enough. So as I'm teaching them, as I'm coaching them up on skills, systems, structure, strategy, I'm helping them with the staff and the processes so it can support the growth. And they also feel supported and they feel good. So they come to me, they've come to me nervous, anxious. I had, for example, let me give you an example. One of my clients that I helped to sell 200 homes in San Diego, he came to me, he goes, Coach, is it possible for me to open another company in Idaho, moved to Idaho. I said, I help you. That's what I do. I specialize in making you millionaires and help you to do that. So he said, but how can I leave? How am I gonna? My business is gonna collapse in San Diego. I said, no. Listen, if you have the right strategy, everything's possible. And if you have the right skills, everything is possible. So I help you. We're gonna build a team up in San Diego. We're gonna put someone boots on the ground in San Diego. We're gonna go to Idaho, start fresh. We're gonna do a lot of Zoom. This is before COVID. We did this in 2018, everything through Zoom, because I've been coaching Zoom since 2013. So I helped him. So when he came, he was having panic attack. I said, relax, I'll get you, I'll help him. So he was able to do and have be successful. I coach another one, top agent in New York City, number 20 in the world.
Oh.
He came to me, he was having anxiety attack because he had so many listings, guys. His average listing, listen to this, his average listing over $30 million, $33 million average.
Damn.
Guess what? They're not selling some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why? He needed to up-level his skills of price adjustment. So I coached him up on that. We got some price adjustment right away. Bam. So 3 homes. Can you imagine the commission of
$90 million on that? Yeah.
$50 million sale?
That's insane.
Again, so we upgrade, they elevate the identity, and then we help them to think bigger, think better, be strategic, and then the systems in place to support everything. Did I answer the question?
100%.
Yeah. You know, there was a saying that I heard this morning, actually. It was saying that the poor and the rich both have the same goals and vision and what they want. The only difference is that the rich will commit and the poor won't. They'll just keep envisioning that vision. And getting someone to make a commitment is very difficult, especially when there's a lot of distractions around them. So going through someone that is capable of being, having that breakthrough like you help your agents do, I guess I'm trying to reframe this in a way where it actually makes sense, because in my mind it's when you're trying to help them break through that obstacle, but then now there's a lot of distractions coming around them because it seems like an easy solution to go here, maybe an easy solution to go there. What are some things that they can do with mindset to stay a little bit more focused when they're not actually talking to you, when they're alone after that?
I love it. Love the question. You see, the 4 S's: skills, structure, systems, and strategy. And the strategy is using the right strategy at the right time. So when I help them to set a structure, guys, pretty much is really creating the morning routine, they support the goals. So even though they might be distracted, they might be hit by life, but they can go back into their morning routine. So I help them to really master the morning. I said, look, I don't care what you guys do in the afternoon. Hopefully the afternoon, you're full of appointments, listing presentation, and you're showing homes and negotiating deals. I can tell you this, if you master taking care of yourself from the time you wake up, 5 o'clock or 5:30 or 6 to 10:30, and you build that habit, that structure, that every day you give love to your database and see what they need and want. You don't even have to ask for business. When you show up big for your database, just keep them informed and loved and cared. When you talk to your database and then you do your follow-up in the morning, and then you hit, on the phone or the text or email, not email this time, email is later, but you have your conversation time with the people, and you feed Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore is Mr. Momentum. Yeah. Feed Mr. Moore. I give them all the names. So Mr. Moore is momentum. Moolah is money. Diamonds are numbers. I keep them excited about this. So anyways, when they build that and they create the habit, the structure, no matter what, they give the morning routine schedule to the family. They bring the family to buy into the vision. Like me, I gave my schedule to my broker, to my mom, to my husband, my kids. Everybody knew, my team knew that between 8:30 and 10:30, we are building an empire, baby. We are building a business. We're feeding Mr. Moore, so we have appointments, so we can always convert. So I help them to create a habit, to answer really clear, my friends, the habit of taking care of the business first. Take care of the main thing first. Feed Mr. Moore first, because when you have a full pipeline, you always have appointments. You always have an opportunity to present, to convert. And with that, momentum comes in, and money comes in, and freedom comes in, and you don't have to be anxious. So that's what we do. We really work in the structure to release the the distraction. So I give them hacks. Okay, you start at 9 o'clock, you open your company. Like, for example, if you have a Starbucks and you're supposed to open at 6, what time are you going to open?
6. Oh, well, 5:30.
6. Yeah, are you going to open someday 7, someday 6:30, someday 8?
No, same time every day.
Why?
Because it's a business.
Well, it's a business. And if I'm a client and I go there, one day it's open at 6, one day it's open at 7. First of all, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to say, well, this person is not reliable. I'm never coming back. You go broke. So can you imagine if every day at 8:30 you say, that's when I open my company. There's 3 people waiting to list already in front of my door. And that's my time. I started at the same time. I finish at the same time. It's an appointment to set appointment. It's a money time. I call money time or freedom time. Yeah. And then you feed Mr. Moore and you have your pipeline full and you never have to worry about anything because money will always show up when you have a lot of appointments. Yeah. Because all you have to do is convert appointments to high school. So this is structure, habits, mindset, and time themselves. Don't go anywhere. Do the shit. Have the money.
Let me ask you this. So John and I, we actually met through the Mike Ferry organization, right? And we were very disciplined in the way that we were. We would meet up to prospect together because it's very rare that you'll find people who will actually be as committed to those things as you are. And because of the repetitious boredom, that's where it gets really, really boring, where your mind's like, do I really have to call this today? Do I really have to continue and hit these contacts? Like, I hit 30, I don't have to hit 40. Like, maybe that appointment will come in tomorrow. And you go through all those games in your mind. But when you have a good environment, you're able to get better and you're able to push a little harder because that accountability is there. What do you coach your agents through when they're going through that repetitious boredom?
Oh, I love to. And we finished today. We gamify everything.
Yep.
We gamify everything. We have finished today March Madness. Yeah. I have a private coaching group with all my clients, 218 agents that I coach, VIP and one-on-one. And then I have another group that is free, but it's private, called The Warriors of Real Estate. So I put together March Madness. I've been doing this for many years to help them to gamify the process. By the way, I was one of the superstars interviewed by Mike Ferry many times. I started in 2001 with Mike Ferry. Tom Ferry was the president of the company. Yeah. So I've been there with like you guys. So I believe, I understand, and I teach them repetition boredom. So I teach them, I said, listen, when I was selling homes, luxury homes in the Silicon Valley, Palo Alto, Los Altos, Woodside, many times to break the routine, I would get my expires, I would get my for sale by owners, not many expired for sale by owners on the peninsula. Mm-hmm. I would get also my database, I would get my headphone, I would go in my car, I would drive to the beach. So I change the environment, change the area. I'll put the music on the radio, put my headphone. I had everybody in front of me, and I hammered the phone, and I set appointment right in front of the ocean. I did in front of the ocean. I did in front of the Delta when I was selling the Central Valley, in the park. So you change the environment. You change the routine. Many times I did push-ups and jumping jacks before I made the calls. I standing up, music on. I also share with them. I have a money pre-prospecting routine. Vanda Martin, Coach V. They call me Coach V, by the way, my clients. Coach V, pre-prospecting routine, all the great things I did for 20 years before I did, because I did what I did. I started 8:30. I hit the expires 8:30, and then I'll go to the for sale by owner. 9 o'clock, I hit my database with love, giving them love. And then if I didn't have my 25 contacts, my 25 conversations, I'll go over warm leads, cold leads. Now it's so much easier too. You can text 5 people. You can, DM some people. And oh my God, videos too is so amazing. Yeah. I have a lot of clients getting business for videos. So it's much easier today to make money, to become a millionaire. Don't you think?
You're right.
Oh, absolutely.
When we were talking to Tyler, it's interesting because we were talking to him. He was like, oh, I have this coach. I have this coach. I have this coach. And then John was just like, well, who's your favorite? He's like, Vanda. Like, he was like, I know everybody's going to hate me, but Vanda's my favorite.
Well, he's like, a lot of my other coaches are going to be upset that
but I don't care.
If I had to choose one, though, he said Vanda.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tyler was his first coach. I took Tyler from 500,000 to 1.6 million the first year.
Wow.
And then now of course, now he does $7 million, $5 million gross commission. I was his first coach in business, and I helped him, and he's awesome. I actually pushed him to do his first video ever, and he sent to the database. He got some referrals, and it went viral in the group. Today, it's just getting people out of their head. I teach them, hey, When you go in your head, you're dead. You got to go in your heart. You see, I never had any problem calling, texting, doing videos because I don't think about me. I know I speak funny.
No.
I'm 34 years here, and some people say, your English is great, but I know sometimes I forget words. I make up words. I invent stuff.
I was born here and I still make up words, so you're good.
But the thing is, when I go out there, guys, KIRO and John, I'm thinking about you. How can I make a difference for you? How can I bring you some passion, some energy? How can I give you one strategy today that you can go out there, execute, and go like, shit, I can do this, and I can learn this. And right now, I'm on a mission. Can I tell you guys my mission? I'm obsessed.
Tell us.
Can I tell you my obsession?
Please.
I make my mission that I'm going to stop this bullshit of people, agents thinking, I have to grind. I have to grind because it's the grinding of real estate. It's such a myth, and I was going to the grind when I started because I didn't know any better. Look, this is what I tell my clients. The hassle is part of the process. Yeah, I got to hassle to make the phone call, do the follow-up, get the appointment, go and do the freaking amazing listing presentation and close 7 times. You got to hassle. But if you are grinding, if you are suffering, anxiety, I have people that come to me, guys, they sick twice a month. They're so stressed out.
Yeah.
So nervous and anxiety mode and fearful, no money, they don't know where the next transaction is going to come from. They're breaking down the nervous system, they're sick all the time. And I said this, no, if you are grinding, in pain, suffering, you just don't have the right strategy, the high-end skills, you don't know what the F you're doing. You don't know. You need to learn, and you need someone like me to cut the learning curve, to condense 30 years in business and coach and show you the way, so you don't have to invent the wheel and be stressed out. So that's my passion. I'm obsessed that everyone I touch, that's why I'm sharing here with you, all of you guys listening. Everyone I touch should know that it doesn't have to be. I'm not saying that I have to be a coach. I'm not saying this, but I got to tell you, there's no reason to grind. There's no reason to be suffering and be lost, defeated. That's my passion.
Well, Vanda, thank you so much. This has been super insightful, impactful. And KIRO and I have both had many coaches over the years, so we're certainly on board with hiring a coach just to be better and level up at whatever you're doing, whether that's trying to learn golf or trying to sell more real estate or whatever it is that you're trying to become better at. Get out there and hire a coach, right from the beginning.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a speaking coach who helped me to speak better. I have a voice coach who's the best one in the world, Roger Love. You can Google him; he's amazing. I have a business coach. I believe there's always another level. So thank you guys for inviting me and let me share my passion, my enthusiasm, my energy, and some of my expertise. So I just want to make sure whoever's listening today, really take action and elevate your identity, your skills, and your structure.
The pleasure was all ours. And Vanda, if someone wants to reach out, what's the best way to contact you and reach out?
Well, first of all, thank you for that. You can Google me and you can see me everywhere, Vanda Martin. My Instagram is Vanda F. Martin. On Facebook, Vanda Ferreira Martin. But you can Google me right now. You see me in Amazon, books, and I'll tell you also my email, vanda@vandamartin.com. Love to talk, love to share. If you guys have any question, anytime, and you want me to come back someday again, I'll always love to.
Thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, love the passion. We appreciate you, Vanda.